Rajasthan High Court ordered status quo on SI recruitment examination. News from Jaipur. The Rajasthan High Court on Thursday ordered status quo on the Sub Inspector Recruitment Exam 2021 after the government said the exam cannot be cancelled in haste. A bench of Justice Samir Jain listed the matter for hearing on February 10. Before this, Vigyan Shah submitted the state's view on it, whether it is opinion of the Advocate General or the committee formed by the state. The government said it has not yet reached a decision on whether to cancel the exam or not. The government said the decision is under process and it cannot cancel the exam in haste. Vedant Sharma, counsel of accused candidates and recruited sub-inspector, said, "Will we continue to see his or hear any solution?" High Court says. Depleting AQI, a road surveyor at work against the backdrop of a hazy marine driver in Mumbai. Now, Times Global escapes from LA wildfires were made by foot by car or by help of strangers. Flames obliterated more than 1,000 structures, killed at least 5 people from US, Pasadena, flames and pillars of smoke rose from both sides of the road, and a woman yelled in panic as firefighters ushered a crowd of fleeing residents along. Aaron Sampson positioned his 83-year-old father-in-law behind his blue walker, and they began shuffling down the sidewalk. My father-in-law was saying, Arun, if we are ever in a position where the flames are right there, you just run and leave me here. Samson recounted Wednesday. He didn't get to the point for the second time in a matter of hours. A good Samaritan picked them up, then drove them to safety in Santa Monica. Their escape came as thousands of people fled. Wildfires in the Los Angeles area that turned picturesque neighborhood into smoldering wasteland with chimneys or tile staircases about all that remained of homes. Driven by powerful Santa Ana winds, the flames obliterated more than 1,000 structures, scorched landmarks made famous by Hollywood, and killed at least 5 people. One of the fires was the most destructive in the modern history of the city of LA. The escapes were perhaps the most harrowing from a disaster that Los Angeles was ever seen. People abandoned their cars and fled on foot as tree limbs crashed down and howling winds sent flames flying in every direction. Others flagged down rides from friends or strangers. With so many cars abandoned in the middle of Sunset Boulevard in Pacific Palisades, authorities had a bulldozer push the vehicles out of the way to clear a path for emergency vehicles. Hard hit Altadena produced one of the most heart-wrenching scenes as flames closed in about 100 elderly residents at senior care facilities were hurried out in hospital beds and wheelchairs. Many were wearing flimsy bed clothes in the chilly night air as they were wheeled to a parking lot about a block away. As wind whipped, embers swirled around them in the smoky air. They waited for help to arrive. Eventually, all were taken to a shelter. More evacuations were ordered late Wednesday after a new fire broke out in the Hollywood Hills. Hundreds of evacuees wound up at the Pasadena Convention Center, many of them older residents of assisted living facilities. They sat wheelchair to wheelchair or lay on green cots, and some family members fearfully reunited there Wednesday as rain outside. Ise Soto described living her childhood Altadena home of 30 years with her mother, two nieces, sister and husband at 3:25 a.m. after staying up all night and watching the flames creep closer. We had already decided weren't not going to sleep, Soto said. She instructed her family to pack their bags with 2 days of clothing and put them in the car, along with food and supplies for their cat, Kelly. They drove to the Rose Bowl Stadium and waited for 2 hours. Then returned to check on their neighborhood. They saw 3 homes on their block burning and finally their own engulfed in flames. 2 stories high. Samson 48 was in Pacific Palisades at his father-in-law's home caring for him. When the time came to flee Tuesday, they had no car, however, and were able to secure a ride through Uber or by calling 911. Samson flags down a river who agreed to take a ram and their 2 bags were left. After a little morning and half an hour in traffic, the flames crossed the tops of palm trees, burnt like giant sparklers in the incessant wind. But vehicles had stand still. Police ordered people to get out and flee on foot. Samson and his father-in-law left their bags and made their ways to sidewalk. UK plans new laws to target people smuggling gangs. Inflatable dinghies used by migrants on previous attempted crossings of the English Channel from France to England are pictured stored on the quayside at the harbours at the port of Dover on the southeast coast of England. London, Britain will create a new sanctions regime to target the leaders of networks that smuggles tens of thousands of people into Britain each year, as well as the often Chinese makers of the boats and motors they use. The government said on Wednesday, under huge political pressure to cut the numbers arriving in small boats from France. The government said the laws would complete other reforms which will target those profiting off putting lives at risk and disrupt the gang's finances. Interior Minister Jed Cooper said in a statement the policy was due to be the sandwich of a speech by Foreign Minister David Lammy on Thursday, seeking to demonstrate coordination between the foreign and interior ministries. Lammy said Britain would pursue the makers of the boats used by migrant smugglers. He told Times Radio many of the manufacturers were from China. Asked by the BBC whether the government would sanction those businesses, Lemmy said absolutely, because when you look at those boats, where do the engines come from, where does the trouble come from? The Chinese embassy did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The government said the sanctions would be in place by the end of the year and enable authorities to ban those linked to people smuggling from entering Britain, punish those trying to do business with them, and freeze assets. Labour Prime Minister Keir Starmer was elected in July and immediately ditched the previous Conservative government's plan to deport illegal deterrent, instead switching focus to breaking up the gangs that organize crossings. Migrants from North Africa, the Middle East, Europe, and elsewhere pay thousands of pounds to traffickers for places in small inflammable boats that then try to cross one of the world's busiest shipping channels to reach the English coast. Over 36,800 people made the crossing in 2024 to 25% more than the previous year, according to government data, while dozens have died in the attempts. Musk discussed ways to oust Starmer before next election, FT reports. Billionaire Elon Musk has held previous discussions with allies about removing British Prime Minister Keir Starmer from the position before the next general election, the Financial Times reported on Thursday. Musk, the world's richest person and a close ally of US President-elect Donald Trump last month endorsed a German anti-immigration party ahead of election stated in February and has repeatedly commented on British politics, demanding Prime Minister Keir Starmer resigns. Musk has been waiting how he and his allies can destabilize the Labour government and has sought information about building support for alternative British political movements to force a change in government, the report shared. Citing people familiar with the matter, Musk didn't immediately respond to a Reuters request for comment outside regular business hours. His view is that Western civilization itself is certain. One of the people was quoted as telling the FT. Musk earlier accused Starmer of what he said was a failure to persecute gangs of men who raped young girls when he was Director of Public Prosecutions between 2008 and 13. Starmer subsequently defended his work as Britain's top prosecutor. Separately, Musk is scheduled to host Alternative for Germany party leader Alice in a live interview on Next on Thursday. The Musk-endorsed German party has been labeled as right-wing extremist by the German security services earlier this week. Norwegian Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Støre expressed his concern over Musk involving himself in the political issues of countries outside of the United States. Make America greater again. Why Trump's eyeing Canada, Greenland? He is yet to be sworn in for his second stint. That Donald Trump is already kicking up controversy. He has floated the idea of what could be a greater America by asking Canada to join his country as it won its 51st state and revived talk of acquiring Greenland. Meta moves to end fact-checking in policy shift before Trump term. San Francisco Meta said Tuesday that it was ending its long-standing fact-checking program, a policy instituted to curtail the spread of misinformation across its social media apps in a stark sign of how the company was repositioning itself for the Trump presidency and throwing its weight behind unfettered speech only. Meta, which owns Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, said it would now allow more speech, rely on its users to correct, inaccurate, and false posts, and take a more personalized approach to political content. It described the changes with the language of regret, saying, it describes the changes with the language of regret, saying it had steered too far from its values over the previous decade. It's time to get back to our roots around free expression. Mark Zuckerberg, Meta CEO, said the company's fact-checking system, he added, had reached a point where it's just too many mistakes and too much censorship. Zuckerberg conceded there would be more bad stuff on the platform as a result of the decision, but we will also reduce the number of innocent people's posts and accounts that we accidentally take down. Our change Trump's victory in November, few weeks companies have worked as overtly to curry favor with the president-elect who during his first administration accused social media platforms of censoring conservative voices. Zuckerberg dined with Trump at Mar-a-Lago in November, and Meta later donated $1 million to support his inauguration. Last week, Zuckerberg elevated Joel Kaplan, the highest-ranking Meta executive closest to Republican Party, to the most senior policy role, and Monday Zuckerberg said UFC head Dana White Trump would join Meta board. The fact-checking announcement coincided with an appearance by Kalpan on Fox and Friends, a favorite show of Trump's. Kaplan shared there was too much political as in Meta's fact-checking. Trump said he found Kaplan's interview impressive and that Meta had come a long way. Trump also said Meta's change was probably a result of the threats he made. The influence of Elon Musk was the richest man who leads Excel, so loomed large over Meta's shift on Tuesday. Meta said it would also turn to a community knowledge program after seeing this approach work on X. Zuckerberg also said Meta would run its content moderation corporation from Texas instead of California. To do this work in places where there is less concern about the bias of our teams, Musk had also moved X to Texas after criticizing California's policies. In his Fox appearance, Kaplan pushed back against the idea that anyone was influencing Zuckerberg's decisions, but he added, I think Alan's played an incredibly important role in moving the debate and getting people refocused on free expression. Misinformation experts said Meta's decision will reopen the floodgates to the exact same surge of hate, disinformation, and conspiracies that caused Gen 6. China supports fighting terrorism. News from Beijing. China supports Nigeria in combating terrorism and maintaining regional peace and stability. Foreign Minister Wang Weiwan told Nigeria President Bola Tinubu on Thursday. A Chinese Foreign Ministry statement said Wang was visiting Nigeria as part of a wider four-nation tour of Africa, an annual trip to advance Beijing's influence across the resource-rich continent, Reuters says. UK Foreign Policy Chief says Trump is right to us higher military spending from NATO. London, Britain's Foreign Secretary David Lammy. Europe's security is on a knife as and President-elect Donald Trump is right to say NATO members nations must increase military spending. Britain's top diplomat said Thursday. Foreign Secretary David Lammy said that the post-Cold War peace is well and truly ours. Donald Trump and J.D. Vance are simply right when they say that Europe needs to do more to defend its own continent. It's myopia to pretend otherwise with Russia on the march, Lammy said during a speech in London setting out the centre-left Labour government's approach to foreign policy, which he termed progressive realism. Lammy said people often ask him when world affairs will get back to normal, and my answer is that they will not. Europe future security is on a knife edge. Trump has for 4 years expressed skepticism about NATO, openly questioning the value of the alliance that has defined American foreign policy for decades and threatening not to defend members that fail to meet defense spending goals. This week Trump said NATO countries should spend at least 5% of their GDPs on defense, up from the current 2% target. He also said he would not rule out the use of military force to seize control of Greenland and autonomous territory of NATO member Denmark. Britain spends 2.3% of GDP on defense and says it will increase it to 2.5%. Lamy said that while Trump's unpredictability and intensity of rhetoric were part of his signature style, we can be guided not entirely by the rhetoric and the language, but by actions as president. He said it is not really Trump who sees Greenland and noted that fears for the future of NATO had been raised during Trump's first term, and it turns out it wasn't at risk. It's important. Today, on defense language file should from London Open A1 CEO Sam Altman has denied sexually abusing his sister when she was a child after she filed a lawsuit accusing him of regularly sexually abusing her between 1997 and 2006. Technology jobs to see highest growth from New Delhi Times News Network. Traditional jobs such as farm workers, delivery drivers, construction and food processing workers, and salespersons are expected to see the highest growth in absolute numbers over the next 5 years. Although in percentage terms it will be the tech jobs with volume and machine learning being the most sought after skills, said a new report released on Wednesday. The World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs report said increased digital access, geopolitical tensions, and climate mitigation efforts are seen to be the primary trends shaping the future of jobs in India. The report said that India companies are heavily investing in even robotics and autonomous systems and energy technologies. Rapid to expand presence in Bengaluru. News from Bangalore Times News Network. Rubrik, a US cybersecurity company founded by four Indian origin professionals and which listed on NYSE early last year is setting up a new facility in Bengaluru which will begin operations mid-year. The company, which has a market cap of $1.7 billion, already has over 1,000 people in Bangalore, a third of its global employee strength, but they work across multiple sites. The new facility will integrate the operations and allow for a significant expansion, said co-founder and CEO Maple Sinha at a press conference here on Wednesday. The center will consolidate various functions including product innovation, client assistance, and worldwide recovery services. Sinha said the company will make investments of hundreds of millions of dollars in India since 2017. The company has attracted talent from premier universities in the country. India is undergoing rapid digital transformation, and our expansion in Bangalore will allow us to contribute to securing this digital future, said Sinha. Sinha founded the company with three friends. Sinha's is a rags to riches story. Having grown up in poor family in Bihar, his determination got him into IIT Kharagpur and then the US. As startup Porsche ACE Green Plan United India startup as Green Recycling is planning to build one of the largest batteries recycling plants in India, tapping into a market that's set to grow tenfold from 2023 to 2023 to 2030. The new facility coming up in Gujarat will expand the company's recycling capacity for lithium iron phosphate batteries in the country to 10,000 tons a year by 2026. India's nascent EV market, dominated by two and three wheelers, is expected to boost battery demand to 74 gigawatt hours per year by the end of the decade from 7.4 gigawatt hours in 2023. According to BNEF, recyclers are expanding operations to capture the end of life of the country's expanding fleet, diversifying a market largely controlled by China. Downward spiraling re-hits 85.93 from Mumbai. The Indian rupee weakened to its lifetime low on Thursday as the dollar strengthened on the back of the expectations of the slower than anticipated rate cuts by the Federal Reserve as well as certainty about the incoming US President's policies. The rupee declined to 85.9325 against the US dollar before closing at 85.8475. Little changed on the day. The local unit was under pressure through most of the session, but state-run banks' dollar sales helped limit the currency's losses. Traders said while the RBI has routinely stepped into the sport, the currency analysts reckon that the central bank could loosen its ironclad grip in 2025. The RBI's policy of tightly managing the rupee has run its course. INR overvaluation is impinging on exports and obstructing the government's objective of strengthening the manufacturing sector. In Jet Bank said in a note from Reuters. Lower taxes rates can push demand, says CII. Praised Puri. Rupees 22 crore lies unclaimed with life insurance CEOs. Adani Group to offload up to 20% share in Wilmer. Microfin shrinks 4% in a quarter as default levels in 1 year. Benchmarks and load on earning jitters. E-learning saw 67% rise in skill training from Mumbai. The e-learning sector has witnessed 67% rise in students pursuing skill training since 2019, a report said on Thursday. Since right before the COVID-19 outbreak in 2019, the number of students pursuing skill-based training has increased by 67% as professionals recognize the value of practical skills in a fast-evolving job market, according to career tech platform International Annual E-Learning Trends Report 2025, where development emerged as the top choice among learners with 13% opting for training, followed by digital marketing and general aptitude training at 8% each, advanced Excel at 7%. DSP-MF launches DSP-BSE Sensex Next 30 Index Fund. DSP Mutual Fund has announced the launch of the DSP-BSE Sensex Next 30 Index Funds and DSP-BSE Sensex Next 30 ETF Exchange Trade Fund. This will be the open-ended equity schemes tracking BSE Sensex Next 30 Index, aiming to provide investors with an opportunity to gain exposure to the 30 list companies beyond the 30 shares Sensex as per statement. Precious revenue rises 5.6% in December quarter, CEO's order book growth 19%. Now, news from Punjab. Day 45 of fast, the Level asked parties to clarify their stance on legal MSP. Says they are needed to pressure government from Batinda. Farmer leader Jagdish Singh Dalewal on the 45th day of his hunger strike on Thursday wrote letters to presidents of all majority political parties urging them to clarify their positions on the legal right to minimum support price. A team of government doctors accompanied by Patiala SSP Nanak Singh reached the Khanori protest site to check on him and conducted various tests including ultrasound. Blood samples were collected with assurances to provide reports by 2 p.m. on Friday, the day when the Supreme Court will hear the matter. Doctors said the Daliwal's condition has been worsening and is a cause for concern. SKM non-political Kiran Hiengo, activist of SKM non-political and Kisan Mazdoor Morcha welcomed the first by SKM and states that anyone who raises their voice in support of fasting resisting Daliwal was welcome and that they would welcome the leaders of SKM. The decision about the resignation for unity will be taken soon after a joint meeting of both the protesting forms, said Farm Leader Abhimanyu. Take protesters to Haryana Delhi ticket. Farmer leader Rakesh Ticket suggested that such a strong protest should be undertaken outside Punjab, preferably in Haryana or Delhi, to put more pressure on the central government as until all the protesters originate in Punjab and the central government may not give much need as is happening presently. It's been BJP leader to Jathedar Amritsar, BJP farmer leader Sukhminder Pal Singh Grewal along with Punjab BJP spokesperson Sarchan Singh charged the calls of Jathedar Gyani Raghuveer Singh to persuade Jagdish Singh Dalewal to end his fast and to let Grewal and Sarpanch handed over a memorandum at the Akal Takht Secretariat on Thursday. Dalewal said he recently met Dalewal at Khanori. Marginal farmer dies by suicide at Shambhu Star site, Patiala. A suicide and a fire incident rocked the farmer protest sites on Thursday with 55-year-old Resham Singh from Pahu in village in Taran district allegedly consuming poison in Shambhu and 48-year-old Guru Diyal Singh of Sharan Patiala village of Samana in Patiala district sustaining burn injuries in Khanori. Around 9:30 am, Resham Singh reached the Langar site and started vomiting, following which he revealed that he had consumed poison. According to farmers, he was taken to hospital in Rajpur and referred to government Rajendra Hospital in Patiala, where he succumbed. Resham Singh owned less than 1 acre of agricultural and land and had been at the Shambhu protest site for the last 10 days. According to Sarvan Singh Pandher of Kisan Mazdoor Morcha, Pandher said Resham Singh in his dying declaration held the Narendra Modi government responsible not for responding to the demands of partisan for fasting. Farmer leader Jagdish Singh Dalewal condition later announced in Punjabi was also recovered from his bucket in which he held the center responsible for the situation of farmers. Pandher demanded resignation of a case against the Modi government, compensation of rupees 25 lakh for the deceased families, the government job for his son and a loan waiver for family. He warned that this cremation would not be held until the demands were met. Rajpura senior medical official said the Singh was referred to a higher institute as ICU was not available in the hospital. At Khanori protest site, 48-year-old Gurdial Singh was injured following an blast in a water heater at Langar site. He was just to a Patton government hospital from where he was referred to government Patiala. Gurudia has 10-50% burn and GDG was done reserves at the London site and associated with Rajavan Sabhas became you Farmers Union faced injuries following last in a water heater after he poured some fuel to heat the water, said Guru Nanak Singh Development Company. Gurudia led the hospital's emergencies were. On January 17, court heard plea to make accused an approver. Times News Network from Chandigarh. A court here will on Jan 17 take up a Punjab police application seeking approval status for main accused by the Kalair in the 9-year-old case of discrimination of Guru Granth Sahib in Bargali village Faridkot release case twin murder for property bro arrested. Show of strength is as steady as Amrit Pal and company at Monkey Mela. Show of strength is SAD versus Amritpal and Monkey Mela. News from Amritsar, if large turnout in the key indicator of success for the ready voter budget led Shiromni Akali Day. The recently formed SAD Shri Anandpur Sahib, a name under consideration by two Lok Sabha MPs Amritpal Singh and Sarabjit Singh Khalsa, are making significant efforts to mobilize their supporters to gather in large numbers during the Maghi Mela at Moksha Sahib on Jan 14 for the SAD Mela. Gathering represents a significant opportunity to reclaim political relevance following the recent decline, while for the Amritpal Sarabjit faction, it is seen as a crucial moment in the emergence of their political careers. Both factions are focused on showcasing their strength with the ultimate goal of securing victory in the 2027 Assembly elections. Amarjit Singh, a SAD worker from Gurdaspur, said they are teaching out a large number of people and encouraging them to join the rally. He said the goal is to once again strengthen the SAD, which he described as the only true patriotic party, and to reject the hardline faction led by the Amritpal Sarabjit group, whose leadership is yet to be normally announced. We are engaging with people individually and in groups, holding meetings and motivating them to demonstrate their support at the Maghi Mela for the betterment of Punjab. He said, Anjanala, a resident of Aznala, a Sikh political affairs expert, said there is a possibility at the necessary working committee may accept Sukhbir Balal's resignation in its Jan 10 meeting. If this happens, Aznala believes Sukhbir would like to demonstrate a show of strength. Maghi Mela serves as the next significant opportunity. Maghi Mela is equally crucial for the Amritpal Sarabjit group, who, despite their success in the Lok Sabha election, has yet to establish a formal political party. There is no doubt that the majority of the youth support Amritpal, and evidenced by his overwhelming victory was in the last Lok Sabha elections, even while he was in jail, said Ravinder Singh, a Sikh political analyst. He further said that while Shady is actually encouraging people to gather at Moksha Sahib on Jan 14, there is a palpable sense of enthusiasm among Amritpal's followers, many of whom are determined to attend the event at any cost. The Shamsing father of Amritpal said they are not mobilizing voters of Amritpal to show their strength at Maghi Mela fall by the veterament of Panth and Punjab and expressing hope that it will prove to be a turning point in the history of Punjab's pathetic politics. Plans to host inter-flood test in November. Minister says Times News Network from Chandigarh. The Punjab government plans to organize an international food festival in the state this November. Punjab's Minister for Tourism, Cultural Affairs, Industry and Commerce and Investment Promotion, Tarun Parishing said on Wednesday while addressing the representatives of various companies at the International Trade Promotion Council of India, flagship food trade show Indus Food 2025 being held in Noida. While addressing the audience at the 8th edition of the 3-day trade show from Jan 8 to 10, cross-border arms smuggler nabbed 3 pistols seized from Amritsar. Times News Network. Punjab Police unearthed MSP payment fraud arrest for accused diverted payment from Chandigarh. Punjab Police's Cybercrime Division has unearthed a minimum support price payment fraud with arrest of 4 individuals involved in manipulating Anar's Hari portal to divert crop payments meant for farmers to their own bank accounts. Additional Director General of Police, Cybercrime Division, V. Nirsa said here Thursday those arrested have been identified as Manish Jasveer Singh, Angrez Singh and Balwinder Singh. Police teams also seized digital devices and computers used to commit the fraud case as the case had DCP years said the accused used an innovative modus operandi to divert the payments of crops to their accounts fraudulently by replacing mobile numbers of the farmers with their numbers instead of using the same to update bank account information of farmers. To avoid detection, the accused would restore the original details immediately after the payment. She added a statewide operation was now being conducted to nab others involved in the scam. The cybercrime division started a probe after the Food and Children Supplies Department Punjab made a complaint highlighting that some farmers did not receive the payment for selling their crops during 2024 paddy season. Verification revealed the payment of these farmers was credited to various bank accounts belonging to different persons. ADGP stated during the preliminary inquiry, Internet protocol records and other data were scrutinized, which revealed the details regarding the unauthorized access of an credit portal and the diversion of crop payment in different accounts. During investigation, it was revealed that a mobile number and a mobile devices were purchased from SAS Nagar district on fake identity, which was used to obtain notifications when password or train the bank accounts of farmers on study portal and the during their operation found the material of Shri Sahib and internet connection was also installed for the purpose of unauthorized access of the portal and altering the bank record of the farmers. The DGP 3 teams from Cybercrime Division used multiple open source intelligence techniques to establish the whereabouts of the accused. Raids are being conducted to arrest the remaining accused in the case. She added the ADCP did not rule out the connivance of officials of Mandi Board of Food Supply Department and Commission agents who might have shared sensitive information and technical breaches of Anaj Kareem portal with the masterminds. Homes with under 14 kids see fewer females in labor force. News from New Delhi reinforcing how care provisions at home significantly affect women's choice of entering the labor force. An analysis of government data showed that female labor force participation rate is lower among households with children under 14 years of age. Moreover, this phenomenon is more pronounced in urban than in rural areas. Also, the presence of certain outbreak female LFP are more significantly in the age bracket of 20 to 35 years. Compared to later years, these findings are part of an observation analysis of the periodic labor force survey from 2017 to 18 to 2022 to 23 released last month as part of the Economic Advisory Council to the PM. Working paper series generation is authorized by EAC member Nipalu and economist Mudit Kapoor. This research shows that LSPL in urban areas is almost always revealed than female LFPL in rural areas. This major gap between rural and urban areas reflects the pressures of household responsibilities each time, highlighting the significant resurgence in female LFPL across Indian states, especially in rural areas. Since 2017 to 18, analysis also brings into focus that married women in rural areas showed higher participation slots compared with unmarried women. There are, however, significant regional and inter-state variations. The overall results also draw attention to the female LFPL peaking at 30 to 40 years of age and declining sharply after. The male LFPL, on the other hand, remains high 100% from ages 30 to 40, declining gradually thereafter. Marital status is a significant determinant of LFPL for both women and men. Married men consistently exhibits high LFPL across states and age groups, while marriage significantly reduces female LFPL, especially in urban areas. The research said another striking result which is consistent across the states and regions of India is that married women are significantly more likely to participate in labor force men who are gently married, and this result is persistent for all ages of men across all states and areas. Prime Minister opened Kiosk Tunnel and dropped hit Kashmir site, then 13 launched to turn Sonamad into an all-weather destination from New Delhi, with a boost to connectivity in Kashmir. Is likely to include the 6.5 kilometers yet more road tunnel between Gagangir and Mountain Chavadi January 13 to make Sonamad an all-weather tourist destination. The Indian Railways on Wednesday also successfully operated a train at 1:10 p.m. on USP Airlines. Supreme Court to have two plans for developing Sahara land in Mumbai's New Delhi, doubting the credentials of Valor Estate Limited, simply told the judge that the firm was earlier known as DB Realty, which was an accused in 2C spectrum case. Women voters outnumbered electors in 13 states. IUT News from New Delhi. Women electors now outnumber their male counterpart across 13 states under Univ.Dr.RK as per the final electoral roll published so far with Channel 2025. The reference date receives an improvement over last year and the updated rolls with January 1, 2024, whereas the reference date has shown women electors in higher numbers than men across a dozen states and union territories. Country total women electors as per the freshly created electoral roll are still 2.6 equal less than the male electoral right. Now over 99 crore strong Indian electorate nearly 50.7 crore men and 48.3 crore 48.8% women third gender elector total 48,870 with states that Tamil Nadu accounting for the highest numbers followed by Maharashtra, UP, Karnataka. In addition this year to the list of states or cities with the absolute number of women electors exceeds the male electorates are Assam, Karnataka, Nagaland. However, the change seems to have been presidentially reversed. The male electors have overtaken women again this year in terms of absolute numbers. CBI reopens Chennai's triple murder case after 17 years from Chennai. 17 years after Tamil Nadu was taken by the sensational triple murder of the Tamil Nadu Minerals Limited chairman Saravanan, his wife Kasturi, who retired as under secretary on Department House Embassy at the house in Srinagar, CBI has reopened the investigation and registered a fresh FIR. Until the 14th Madras High Court had directed CBI to investigate the case and 34 accused and released by the fast track court appeal against the order, citing loophole in police investigation. The government brought Supreme Court seeking to question the High Court order, but their appeal was rejected in February 2024 after the CBI formally took over the case for investigation. On November 2022, a 1080 issue, which I were found murder inside the sprawling bungalow at Nadim Shah Center in Srinagar, based on the complaint of Krishna, India's assistant in Germany. First Sadi police when he came to hand the couple with cooking police registered case. Until 2010, there was no progress in the investigation, after which the appeal were filed in High Court. The court set an ultimatum for the state government and said the case would be transferred to CID indicators. No dress taken other policemen managed to arrest the Padri alias Udaya Kumar and non-divorced his wife Satya Kumar and Singh. They were found guilty by the fast track court and sentenced to imprisonment for life. Yes, from Punjab or Himachal Pradesh or Haryana, Pradesh cabinet clears addition of more families to BPL estate forms of abuse. Memo to which bosses make a counter for Piston, that is from one Canada and Greenland. Because he wants to be the president, he made America biggest 20 million square kilometer
then mass until prohibited the brush to exploiting vast natural resources. People's people's view of the bodies was largely conditioned by Mercator maps. They are named after a Flemish cartographer who showed a spherical earth and a flat rectangle with perpendicular lines of longitude and latitude. The Mercator projection also influenced the size of lands and further them from the equator. Land masses such as Greenland, Canada, Russia, and Antarctica were tables and appeared far larger than they actually are relatively to land masses or near the equator, such as Brazil, India, Congo, and much of Africa, which are compacted. Even accounting for this marketer boost can rise massive. It is the world's second largest country by area at nearly 10 meters square kilometer, though not as large as Russia. The storms net are at 17 square kilometer. China, the third largest, the US fourth largest, and Canada close at 9.7 and 9.3 million square kilometer respectively. In contrast, India, despite being deflected by marketed projections, is the world's seventh largest country by the energy 2 million square kilometer. One doesn't have to be a rocket scientist to see that once the United States plus Canada would be greater than Russia and to that mainland, whose agreement by marketers makes it to a third the size of Africa, but which is only around 2 million square kilometer by 16. The size of Africa and Europe than 20 million square kilometer. If it ever comes into being, you could geographic or cartographic methods of Canada or great for country was repeatedly favored in geopolitical debates and whose GDP is about the same as Canada's. Ukraine is managing to hold of Russia. It is countries were the south. To understand terms what or why you which species really drives from real estate background, you can look at the globe from the Arctic perspective, which is a view that shows America and Russia in a world on top of the world. Much of what lies below this northern hemisphere, is the south, and periods of influence and control over. Trump has faced with the security and well-being of the northern hemisphere people amid their demographic crisis, given doubts about immigration to offset low birth rates. During his first term, he explicitly brought the lack of immigrants to US from Irish countries like Norway, Denmark, and Switzerland, while expressing contempt for immigrants from halls like Haiti in Africa. By the end of the term, he was one of the least traveled modern American presidents. He made only one trip to Latin America, that too to attend the G20 summit, and none to Africa. He also made only one trip to Canada and avoided Mexico altogether, disdaining the diplomatic axioms and powerful nations should keep neighbors in a time temperance is among the main reasons for America's rise as a superpower, aside from its bargaining spirit and boundless opportunity that drew immigrants from across the world was its internal security and stability. Much of this came from being bookended by two oceans in the east and west and from north and south by two nine neighbors who haven't fired a shot in almost 2 centuries, but decades of peace and unity of their Mexico and Canada to Henry Issuing a salutary joke that the only thing worse than being the United States and being its friend occasionally their leaders would invoke God to express discomfort and proximity. Poor Mexico so far from God, so close to the US. Mexican detector portfolio is said to have remarked about having to coexist with an expressionist never wish to Texas and California, states that formerly belonged to Mexico, and an unnamed Canadian leader had commented, God bless America, but God had Canada put up with them. Mexico, Canada, and indeed Natalie is like Denmark have all now had a rude awakening to the new term approach of maintaining America primacy while calibrating immigration and boosting its economy by exploiting natural resources, not just in US but in its sphere of influence. Canada and Greenland fall in that area not one nice days. The dams, some countries are still super flat by the suddenness of Trump's territorial grab pronouncements, wondering if he is grandstanding given his professed opposition to conflict and war and his proclivity for solving. Others are shooting back names against Latino analysis forwarded by the Mexican President Trump about claiming former Mexican terrorists who involved him in the US by calling of budding truce. Canada is shivering and Europe is squealing. They are starting to recognize Trump's Jefferson and Pollock, very vast swathes of territory to a fledgling nation of 13 colonies, the country's first relative president is seeking to make history for his marriage, which will otherwise to toast without the largeness that could come with the conquest. While China is planning the super dam, what India must do. Producing hydropower from low reaches of Yarnam, which becomes Brahmaputra and Arunachal, is either a part of Beijing's grand energy security goals or star tactic to soften up New Delhi on border talks. Either way, New Delhi should seriously create water management in Northeast via a three-point strategy. The burning Alifaya tells us this if the rich are so vulnerable to global warming, the job for countries like India is enormous. Great Indian Kitchen. Broadcast your prayers through calm mental microphone. Your success in life depends not only upon your natural ability, it depends also upon your determination to grasp opportunities presented to you. Opportunities in life come by creation, not by chance. They are presented by you, either now or in the recent or distant past. Since you have earned them, use them to the best advantage. Your thoughts will inevitably bring you either to failure or to success according to which thought is the strongest. Therefore, you must thoroughly believe in your own plans. Use your talents to carry them out and be receptive so that God can work through you. Many people believe you should pity themselves and that it will bring little relief. But self-pity is an addiction like opium. Accuse no one, not even yourself. Blame and accusation wouldn't erase what has been done. Reconcile yourself to what is and to what needs to be done about it. You can reshape every karma provided that from today onward you live by soul consciousness. You are stronger than your past. If you do not realize it now, you will have to realize it eventually. God gave you willpower, concentration, reason, and common sense to that you can help yourself. Never allow your mind to entertain thoughts of illness or limitation, and we will see your body change for the better. Mind is the power that is creating your body, and if your mind is weak, the body becomes weak. Don't grieve or worry about anything, no matter what happens. You must be absolutely free in your mind. Sincere words or affirmations, repeatedly feelingly and willingly are sure to move the omnipresent cosmic vibratory force and rather you and in difficulty appeal to that force with infinite confidence, casting out all doubt. In the early morning and before going to bed, you must make contact with God in order to succeed. Your soul's message cannot reach the divine through your mental microphonic hammers of restlessness break it only though the practice of meditation has the ability to pace, increasing pace or bliss is the surest proof of Almighty's contact and response, just as you cannot receive an answer by calling someone on the phone and then running away. So also you must not pray once and run away by continuously broadcast your prayer to God through your calm mental microphone. The surest way to all-round prosperity or attainment of health, peace and wisdom lies in reclaiming your lost divine birthright by continuously broadcasting your message to God through your calm mental microphone until you receive His answer through the increased bliss of meditation. The divine can never hide from the person who exercises devotion and love. Right meditation and soul call. God never fails to listen to soul calls, but He does not always respond in the way we expect. Whenever new, ever increasing joy fills your silence, know that you have contacted God and that He is answering you through your soul. Haryana leads in cyber fraud prevention.